Curtis alluded to the reports this morning and late yesterday that the Falcons' interest in Bill Belichick may be waning. And Bill Belichick has yet to interview with any other NFL team.
Mm-hmm.
Bill,
think he's turned down interviews, though?
I don't know. Bill's name has yet to be mentioned when it comes to any job other than the Falcons job that appears to be open. Now, at the time that the Tom E. Curran report broke that Robert Kraft was going to fire Bill Belichick, many asked, including me and Wiggy, how Robert Kraft was not concerned with the potential that the greatest coach ever to do it in the NFL would get the win record, beat Don Shula, while coaching for another team. We wondered why there seemed to be no concern on the part of Robert Kraft. Curtis and I spoke yesterday, and I asked Curtis this question, and I will now ask you. Is it possible that at the time that Robert Kraft made that decision, let's say that it was after the Patriots loss in Germany, that Robert Kraft started to reach around to his little secret group of other owners and ask about trading Bill Belichick? And is it possible that when he did that, he found virtually no interest in Bill Belichick whatsoever, and that is why he had no concern about Bill breaking that record anywhere else? Because he did not get an indication that there would be teams that would want Bill Belichick at his advanced age?
And then you get to look like the good guy for,
giving him the chance to go and giving him the chance to, you can stand up there at that press conference and say, yeah, Bill will coach somewhere else, and wish Bill luck. And you know full well that there are no, I can't believe it. I can't believe that Bill Belichick is not going to be coaching in the NFL this season. But
I think it's
you can't believe it either.
No, I can't believe it.
You and I were wrong. We told Curtis there would be 10 teams that were
interested. Yeah, I thought
in
there
Bill
would
Belichick.
be a ton of teams, but now it's starting to seem like, some of those teams that I expected, like the Dallases and the Bills, if they got bounced, they're not interested. I didn't think that some of those crappy teams would be interested, like Carolina, because they didn't want to pay that much money. But I wonder if some of these, not the owner and not the blank, but some of the people in his ear are afraid of Bill's power.
Yeah.
Like him coming
Well, we
here.
talked about that a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, and so is it that, or is it I don't see the money scaring them away.
Greg is spot on.
You think so?
I mean, I'm shocked as the next person that nobody would want Bill Belichick because it's the greatest coach of all time. But we always talk about how good of a businessman Kraft is. So to do this would be a bad business move, the way that it went down.
Unless you knew that he wasn't going to be coaching anywhere else.
Yes.
Because there wasn't going to be the interest in him.
And this is why, when you said this, Greg, well done, Sporto, that think of all the coaches that got a second opportunity in the NFL. Whether it's Mangini or Rex Ryan or, Herman Edwards. I mean, up and down the list, there are coaches that were, not the worst in the world, but coaches get second and third chances all the time. So for Bill Belichick, especially for an organization like the Falcons, it defies logic that he would not be getting an opportunity.
It defies logic that the owner of the Tennessee Titans wouldn't even interview him for the job.
They bring in a guy from the Bengals who doesn't even call the offensive plays to be their head coach.
Right? I think the Tennessee thing was bad taste that maybe Vrabel left in their mouth because of Vrabel's personality. And I think maybe those owners and those people over there were like, we don't have to want to deal with another Vrabel, but 10 times
I
worse.
don't know what it is.
But Wiggy, I understand that. What's the downside, though, as an organization to bring in a guy that knows more about the history of football than Bill Belichick?
See, I think part of it is
just for the interview, just to pick his brain.
All right, so that part I get, but I think part of it is like, we're not going to pay this guy any money, so why are we even wasting our time bringing in a guy that we know we don't want to pay that much money?
Okay,
how much you think they paid the guy Brian Callahan? $3 million a year, $4 million a year?
That's fine. I mean, whatever the reason is, we're never going to know. But it's shocking to me that Bill Belichick has yet to be interviewed by anybody other than the Falcons, and there are some legit reports that they just are not as interested as they may have been at the outset. It's wild to me.
And you know what I think it is a lot of these teams go, we're not good, and even with Bill, it's not going to make a difference.
Maybe.
You know what I hope?
And that's what I think it is more than anything.
I really hope that the NFL institutes a policy similar to the Rooney Rule, where every organization must interview one elderly candidate for their job opening. Because I think this may be ageism.
I think it is, Curtis. I thought at workplaces all over America, they were actually seeking older people because they still
Boomers.
show up. They show up at work. They actually come to the office.
Yeah.
They provide oftentimes a lot of years of experience and a steady hand.
And
That's
wisdom.
what I thought.
Yeah.
Right.
But doesn't it just show that most people can't work collaboratively? Because I think that's what that's what's the hiccup in Atlanta is that they don't want Bill to come in because they feel like Bill is gonna run the whole thing.
No, I think it shows. I think it shows that you're gonna spend $20 million on a coach who's gonna be there for 2 or 3 years,
Right?
And apparently, it's not worth it to some of these owners to do that. And your organization, because Bill wants full control or whatever it is,
Right.
your organization gets set back, and you're looking at 2 years down the road, starting all over again.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it.
Might be what it was. I don't know. Anyway, all right.